video day, guys. So today's video, we're going to be doing a video that I actually created when I first started my channel. The first end of the year, so December-ish, I created a video called the Subculture Awards. The worst launches of the year. So I called it the Subculture Awards because there was a eyeshadow palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills that launched called the Subculture, and it was supposed to be like the it palette, and a lot of people ended up hating the palette, and it became the Subculture Gate. Everybody talked about it, and it was a horrible launch for Anastasia. I actually really like the palette, and I still own it, and I actually like it. So every year I've started to notice there's always going to be like 1 or 2 launches from brands, and there's more. I mean, like, I'm just picking on like 2 or 3, and this year I'm gonna pick on 2 because I found a few other ones, but I just don't think that they were bad enough for me to really give them like this Subculture Award. So I'm gonna talk about 2 that really honestly were in the running to really get the award this year. Last year's winner was the Tarte Shape Tape, and the year before that was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. So this year we're going to talk about 2 doozies that happened this year. I'm going to tell you guys everything about what happened, and then I'll go ahead and announce to you guys which one of these 2 I think really gets the Subculture Award for the year. If you guys already know who won, I would love it if you guys would start already right now putting in the comment section who you think won the Subculture Award for this year, because some of you guys may already have guessed who won the award this year. But if you guys are new here and you've never seen me before, I'm Christina Brooke. What we do is talk about makeup on the channel. So if you guys like makeup and you like anything that has to do with makeup, hit the subscribe button, join the family, and you'll see me again. So let's get ahead and get into it right now. All right, so the first one I'm going to talk to you guys about is one that was a pretty highly anticipated launch, and I feel like they kind of like scrubbed this one under the rug, but I'm gonna say this one because this one like completely disappeared off the face of the earth. But it was a very weird launch, and I actually purchased it, and then after I kind of reviewed it and said I don't know what's going on with this, the thing just disappeared. It like vanished, like if it never existed. But you know what? That doesn't mean that you're safe from the Subculture Award. This is from Lawless Beauty. So Lawless Beauty released a concealer called the Morning After Concealer. I think that was the name. I'll put it up here if it was a different name. And I purchased this concealer because I was super excited to try it. They said it was going to be this powdery kind of formula. It was going to be so unique, something that you've never seen before. But they really didn't specify like how unique or like what the difference was or why or how you're supposed to use this thing. They just basically said that it was like a really cool formula, right? So the release happens. It's not the cheapest concealer, but they released this concealer, and the concealer was so weird. Like, it literally was like a goopy powder. Like, you would put it and it almost looked like dried concealer as you would put it onto your eye, and then you would have to like blend it out, and it was like weird. It was like when your concealers dry out and then you like try to use it like years later, and when you put it on you have to like try to blend it. It just didn't make any sense. And then also it was in a tube, so this weird formula was getting stuck to the whole center of the tube. So like once you were done picking up some of the product, how were you going to get to the rest of it? Like, you would literally need to like pop that bottle open somehow to get the rest of the product, because it wasn't like a liquid. It was like this weird thick powder goopiness. It was the weirdest formula. I remember when I put it on, I was like, I just don't get this. Like, it just didn't do anything for my under eyes. It looked dry. It looked cakey. It was hard to put on. There was nothing appealing about this concealer. I was so confused. I was like, I don't understand what they did here. It really was one of the weirdest launches that I think I've ever seen. And it's so strange because if you guys remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, if you guys saw this, all of a sudden, a few weeks or months, I think it was like a few weeks after the launch, people saying, hey, my concealer is either expired or there was something wrong with it because it just doesn't work. And the team from Lawless Beauty was replying saying, no, that's the formula. You just have to get used to it. That's the way this formula works. And I was so confused because I was like, but then if this is this formula, where are all the videos explaining the formula? Where is the technique on how to apply this formula? Where were those dedicated videos to get like the consumers to know like, hey, this is really different, guys. Be careful. Just don't think that this is like spoiled makeup. Don't think that you got air in your makeup. I was already to the point that I thought that whatever chemical they created, maybe when it was being flown, maybe the chemical like got destroyed or something and it became like this goopy mess. It just didn't look normal. Like, I don't know how quality control saw that and said, oh yeah, people are gonna totally love this. Like, it looks like you're putting like old makeup on your lids. I mean, people are gonna love it. You know, like, I just didn't understand how nobody caught that. So after a lot of people complained, you saw like the Sephora reviews went to like, I think it had like 1 star at one point, and everybody saying, I'm returning it, I'm returning it, I'm returning it. And I understand, because I returned mine because I was like, I'm never going to use this. I don't understand that there's something wrong. And it was not normal. I think everybody who bought that concealer, at least a lot of people who bought that concealer, probably returned it, not understanding like the formula, because I still don't understand that formula. I don't understand the appealing part of the formula. If you guys liked it, let me know below you liked it, because I just don't get it. And then the weirdest thing happened. Everything disappeared. All of a sudden, it was off of the Sephora website. Sephora stopped selling the concealer. It was completely gone. And then if you went to the Lawless Beauty Instagram, the concealer disappeared. It completely wiped off the face of the earth, and everybody moved on with their lives. And I was like, what happened to the concealer? It disappeared. It literally disappeared. Nobody talked about it ever again. And it's still gone. I don't know. Nobody ever talked about this concealer. It never existed. It's so weird. So that's why that concealer is up for a Subculture award from me, because I just don't get it. That was the weirdest launch ever. But then we also have another launch that happened this year that I think almost everybody knows about, and it is the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics lipsticks, or Jaclyn Cosmetics lipstick collection that she came out with this year. Such a highly anticipated launch, guys. Everybody was so excited for Jaclyn Hill's first collection launch. It was going to be lipsticks. Jaclyn Hill's known for her nudes, and it was going to be like, wow, new lipsticks from Jaclyn Hill. I was super on board. I couldn't wait. I was one of the people who were on the website the day it launched, and I ordered, and I feel like the first few of us were so excited. I got my lipsticks so fast. They were here like, I feel like it was like 2 days after I ordered it, and I was like, damn, this is like the best service ever. My lipsticks were fine. There was absolutely nothing wrong with them. But then all of a sudden, lipstick gate happened. Some people started opening up their lipsticks to furry lipsticks. I think you guys all remember this. There was hairs attached to lipsticks. There was weird things coming out of lipsticks. People said there was glass in lipsticks. I don't know. I didn't see any of that. Like I said, my lipsticks were fine. I never saw anything in my lipsticks. But when I started seeing the stuff that people were finding inside of their lipsticks, I was horrified that I had been putting those on my lips. And every once in a while, I lend my daughter my lipsticks, like to put them on. And I was, thank God she didn't touch those lipsticks. I was freaking out. Like, I could not believe that lipstick gate happened. Like, it was a shocker. I think almost everybody was shocked. And then my favorite was when Raw Beauty Christy actually put a microscope to these lipsticks, and she made like I think that video just went viral because people were in shock with what they saw. And I think it was like an eye-opener. And we all saw the lipstick gate happen. And everybody saw those hairy lipsticks. The picture of the hairy lipsticks were everywhere. It was probably one of the worst PR things I think any brand will ever have to go through. This was bad. The brand started fighting people saying it was them and maybe they did it. I don't know. Like, it was just a back and forth. They tried to defend themselves. Then she would, like, it was just not done right. You know, there was definitely a problem. Eventually, we all did find out that there was a problem with the lab and that they were using some gloves that gave off hairs. I don't think anybody ever found out about all the stuff that they found inside of their lipsticks, but Jaclyn Hill actually did come back and refund everybody's money. Supposedly, I got my refund. I got my money back, but I did send back my product. So I don't know if people who didn't send back their product got their money back, but she said that she was sending everybody their money back, which actually was a big move from the brand, but I think she really had to do this. I mean, that was a bad one, guys. So, to be honest, those are the two that I think that were the worst of the year. And honestly, the Lawless Beauty one was just, to me, just like, how does something just disappear without even like a statement or without even like a word on what happened? I didn't hear nothing. It just kind of like disappeared. And then on the other hand, the Jaclyn Hill one became a viral, like, everybody knew about hairy lipsticks. Like, hairy lipsticks were everywhere. Like, everybody talked about it, you know? So those were two really, really bad launches. And I would have to tell you guys, I really honestly think the Subculture Award has to go to the Harry lipsticks. It has to go to the Jaclyn Cosmetics lipstick launch. That was probably the worst launch of the year. And I think everybody would probably say that, yeah, I mean, I don't think that any other launch could have done worse than that one. That was probably the worst. And it's sad because those lipsticks and the colors and the formula look like they were going to be so good. And it was just rushed, like a lot of people are saying. She rushed it too quick. I think that there was a quality control problem. So anyways, guys, let me know below if you guys agree with my Subculture Award winner, or if you guys had another launch that you thought was worse than this one. I want to know down below. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, this video is just for fun. Obviously, I think we all have an idea of what we think was the worst launches of the year, and whichever one you guys think was the worst, and that probably was the worst for you, but for me, I have to give it to the Jaclyn Cosmetics launch. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.